Welcome back to my channel, lovely people. Please hit the subscribe button if you have not done so. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for stopping by. So in today's tutorial, I am going to be showing us how to draft the simplest corset pattern using our basic bodies, okay? So we are going to alter our basic bodies to get our corset pattern. So as you can see on my paper, I've gone ahead to draw all my vertical lines. Okay, I've gone ahead to draw my shoulder line, my chest line, my bust point, my under bust point, and my waist, including my V length. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to measure my shoulder line, and I'll be using the same 7.5 inches that I use for my shoulder, for my armhole line. Okay, I'll use that same measurement I put for my shoulder line. I'll use it for my armhole line. So I'm actually trying to tape this paper down so that it doesn't move while we are drafting on it. Okay, so after getting all these lines, the first thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to come down from my shoulder and get our shoulder slope of 1 inch. Okay, so after that I'll measure 3 inches here for my neck width and 3 inches for my neck depth, okay, which is our standard measurement. After that I'll connect with my ruler like this. So after that I'll get my shoulder slope, go ahead and slant it this way, and I'll measure what I have here and divide it by 2. After that I'll get the midpoint and come in by half of an inch. So I'll go ahead and connect from my shoulder to this half of an inch. After that I will take my bust measurement, that is bust circumference divided by 4. So I'll be working with bust circumference of 8.5 inches, and I'll go ahead and connect it to my armhole, and that will be our front armhole curve. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do, I will measure our bust span of 7.5 inches. I will divide it by 2. 7 inches, sorry, I'll divide it by 2 from my bust point down to my length. Okay, after doing that, I'll go ahead and move into a straight line. Okay, so what we're trying to do here is to get our basic body. Now it is this basic body that we're going to alter and get our pattern, our corset. So come over to the waistline, measure 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch, and bring it down to your length. Okay, so after that we also connect it up to our bust point. Okay, the next thing I'm going to be doing, I'll measure what I have on my shoulder. I'll get the midpoint of what I have there, and I'll mark. Go ahead and use my ruler to connect it this way. So after connecting it, I'm going to move all our vertical measurements. I'm going to take all our vertical measurements. So get your bust point, chest bust divided by 4 and mark. Your under bust divided by 4 and mark. Your waistline divided by 4 and mark. And get also your hip divided by 4 and mark. After doing that, go ahead and connect. So after connecting, the next thing we are going to be doing is we are going to replace all our darts. So measure what you have with your dart and place. So here I have 0.25. So I will just put it in there. And here I have 1 inch. I'll put it. And here I have 1 inch as well. And I'll go ahead and put it. So I'll also go ahead and connect them like this. Always got my attention. Beautiful soul. So from here now, from this particular stage, we are going to start our corset pattern, okay? But this is basically our basic body pattern, okay? So to do that, I'm going to introduce a different marker. So I'm going to measure what I have from my bust point to my under bust point, and I have 3 inches here. So these 3 inches, I'm going to rule it into a round circle, okay? I'm going to turn it into a round circle. So this is what you are going to do. As you place your tape there, make sure it doesn't leave there as you rotate around to get your circle, okay? Make sure it doesn't leave there. And that is the reason why I'm introducing this different color of marker, so that you will understand what we are doing here. Okay, so you see the way I'm ruling it to get a complete round circle. So this is what you should do also. Get a round circle. So after that, I'll try and see how I can connect the circles. Okay? Yeah, she's my kind of glamorous. Natural beauty, what it's all about. So you see what we have here. So after doing that, the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to come over to this particular place and measure half of an inch on both sides, okay? I'm going to measure half of an inch on both sides. Measure half of an inch on both sides and go ahead and connect to your bust point. So you are not going to connect exactly on your bust point to avoid having points in here, okay? Just go like 0.5 inch above your bust point and connect. Okay, now after doing that, you may also decide to take this up like this. Go ahead and take it up like this. Alright, so after taking it up, the next thing you are going to do is that you are going to also come down here to get our under bust tightening. So I will also go in by half of an inch here and also come about half of an inch here. Okay, I will also connect again like this. Alright, and I'll also go in and connect again like this. So after doing that, I will come over to my chest line, okay? I'll come to my chest line by 0.5 inches, okay? Now you may decide to go up or come down. So mine, I'm coming down by 0.5 inches. And I'll also come out by 0.5 inches, okay? After that, I'll go ahead and connect back to the We'll go ahead and connect back to this place like this. So, the next thing that I'm going to be doing, I'm going to use my curve and get our cup. Okay, I'm going to use this our cup to get our cup. And I'm going to do that by connecting this point like this. That is why I introduced another color of marker, so that we don't get confused. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is that I'm going to measure what we have here. Okay, I'm going to measure the distance between these two and mark the midpoint. Okay, so this is the midpoint. I'm going to come down by half of an inch there. Okay, and rule this way. Alright, so I'm going to connect from this point now. From this point to this place, okay? So go ahead and connect from this point to here like this. Okay, after doing that, I'll also connect from here to this under bust. Okay, go ahead and connect from here to our under bust. Go ahead and connect from there to our under bust. Alright, so I want to have a curvy effect there. So I want to reconnect it so that I can have a curvy effect there. Okay, you see what we have there? So this is looking more better. Alright, so I'll go ahead and connect this place back to this waistline. Okay, connect it back to our waistline, and this is for our under bust tightening. Okay, so to avoid gaping here, I'm going to go ahead to come out again by 1/4 inch. Okay, I'll come out again by 1/4 inch. Alright, so I'm going to blend it back like this. Okay, just blend it back. Yes, blend it back this way so as to avoid gaping on our corset. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is that I will measure what we have here, what we have here, and I will replace it here because on this corset we are going to be making use of yoke. But if you are not making use of any yoke, so no need of working here again, no need of doing anything here, but because I'll be making use of the yoke, I'm going to put back what we have here. So I have 1 inch here, and I'm going to put it back. And before I do that, I want to connect this line back. Okay, I want to connect this line back. So after that, I'll put in the 1 inch, and I'll go ahead and connect it to my armpit. Okay, so go ahead and curve it into your armpit. So you see what we have there. So by so doing, when we close this place, we will not be having shortage around it. Okay, so I won't be making use of this because I'm making use of the half length. Okay, I'll be making use of the half length. So I'm going to go ahead to cut in shrinking. Okay, I will cut in I will remove the down part that I won't be particular down part because I won't be. But if you are making a corset blouse, a true corset blouse, you don't need to cut out here because you need to, because I'm not making use of full, I'm making use of part length that will attach to a skirt. That's why I'm cutting out this. Okay, so the next I'm going to do, I'm going to cut out here so that I can be able to close our shoulder and trace our line. Okay? So I'll go ahead and cut here. Okay. After that, just cut it to your hand. Then go ahead and close your shoulder dart. So after doing that, I'll go ahead and tape it down. Okay, I'll tape it down after closing it. I'll tape it down, or I will use my needle and hold it. Okay, so that is what I'll be doing. So after taping it down, this is what we have. And after that, the next thing I'm going to be doing is that I'll go ahead and replace that underbust type place that I took for my this place for my underbust. Okay, and I'm going to replace it here as 1 inch. Okay, go ahead and replace it back as 1 inch. Okay, so the next thing I'll be doing, I will retrace this my shoulder line. Okay, because after taping it down, it was no longer the way it's supposed to be. So I'll go ahead and retrace it. And the next thing we're going to be doing is to cut out our cup. Okay. Go ahead and cut out our cup. So remember that we are working with the black marker. Okay, we are working with the black marker. look here, this particular front, I'm making use of black marker. I'm making use of this line. Okay, all the lines with black marker are the one we are working with. All right, so please don't get confused. So before we proceed, I would like to label it so that we don't get confused. So this is our center front and this is our side front. Now you can also use your arrow to indicate the point you'll be joining. It is very important. Okay, so let's go ahead and cut through. So you see, the easiest way to cut your corset, if you are someone finding it difficult to cut corset, just use your basic bodice, alter it just as I've done, and you get your easy corset pattern. Okay, get your corset pattern all looking beautiful. All right. So go ahead, remember we're working with the black one, go ahead and cut out the side. Okay. Right, look what we have here. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is to remove the remaining dart. Alright, I'm going to go ahead to remove the remaining dart. Now, remember to add the remaining allowance on your fabric. Okay, add your remaining allowance on your fabric if you are cutting directly on your fabric. So that is all for our front corset pattern. So the next thing I'm going to be doing, I'm going to bring in our back corset pattern. Okay, I'm going to bring in our back body, sorry, and we are also going to alter it the way we did here to get our back corset. So you see how it's looking beautiful already. It's looking beautiful already. Okay, so I'll go ahead and bring the back so that we'll alter it just as we did on the front and get our corset. All right, so here we have our back pattern. So I've already go ahead to label each line. Okay, go ahead to label the lines that we'll have here. So I'll go over to my shoulder slope my shoulder with 1 inch, get my 3 inches width for my depth and 2 inches for my depth. Okay, now note I already have our zipper. That is, this is the putting zipper, and if you'll be putting zipper, then you just remove the zipper allowance. Okay, but for this purpose I am making it making use of zipper. So if you won't be needing zipper, just remove the zipper allowance. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'll get our bust span divided by 2. I'll go ahead and measure it there and move into a straight line. Okay, so after doing that, I'm going to measure 0.5 inches inward and 0.5 inches outward, and I will connect. Okay, now after connecting, I'll go over to my armhole line, measure what I have there, and divide it into 2, get the midpoint. After that, I'll measure my bust span divided by 4. My bust measurement, bust circumference divided by 4, and I'll go ahead and connect it here like this for my back armhole. Okay, so go ahead and connect for your back armhole. So the next thing I'll be doing is to take the measurements proper. Go ahead and take the measurements proper. My waist measurement. I will replace my dart of 1 inch. And I'll also replace my dart here of half an inch. And I'll go ahead and correct. And that will be all for our back half length. Okay, that will be all for our back half length. Now note, if you are putting your eyelet, you can come down here by 2 inch, okay, and close your dart. You'll be closing this dart. Then you might remove this zipper allowance and decide how wide you want your lacing to be. You can make it 2.5 unfold. That is when you open it, you have 5 inch, and 2 inches unfold. When you open it, you have 4 inches, and connect like this. Now after connecting, you can go ahead and use your curve ruler and connect this point like this. Okay, go ahead and use your ruler and connect this point like this. Okay, so this is where you be putting your button. Okay, this is where you be putting your button here, and you go ahead and put your eyelet. Okay, note that it means that your eyelet will end this point, and you go ahead and connect. So that will be all for our corset pattern if you are putting lacing. But if you are not putting a lacing, you usually make use of zip. So this is what you will just be needing. Okay, make use of your zipper. All right, and eliminate zipper bulge by coming in here by 0.5 inches and connecting it up to your chest line. Okay, just connect it like this if you're making use of zipper. All right, connect it this way. Okay, so that is all for our back pattern. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you've not done so. See you on my next tutorial. Bye.
She stole a smile and my heart responded. She's everything I never knew I wanted. And money won't buy her happiness. Yeah, she's my kind of glamorous. Natural beauty, what it's all about. Tell something to me.